Critics complain about Sanderson's prose. They groan at his massive novels. And some say he's overhyped and overrated. But in my opinion, his true superpower completely overshadows all of these criticisms. I'm Garrett, a new writer sharing my progress as I learn how to write. Brandon Sanderson's superpower isn't his world building and it isn't his magic systems. His real strength is the sheer amount of time he dedicates to his craft. His work ethic is pretty impeccable. His habits, routine, and discipline are the backbone of his incredible books. Even those who criticize cannot deny his success. So what can aspiring writers learn from Brandon's superpower? First, consistency always beats inspiration. Many writers, especially new writers, wait for the right mood or the right idea to start writing. Brandon, on the other hand, writes every day. This daily consistency has led to millions of words, and this practice has led to the aspects of his novels that a lot of us love. That would be his world building and his magic systems. Brandon wrote like 12 novels before he was published, and I can't be certain, but based on the size of a typical Sanderson novel, I realize that this is the Stormlight Archive and it's not one of his typical novels, but based on the size of his typical novels, I would wager that he's written easily over 1 million words before he was even published. These words gave him the practice necessary to execute his world building and create that simple yet elaborate magic systems that we all love. Speaking of love, I'd love it if you gave that like button a little love tap. Second, we can learn from Sanderson's habits. Sanderson has talked much about his daily writing habits. His routine allows him to write 8 hours a day in 2 4-hour blocks. I feel pretty confident in saying that 8 hours of writing a day is enough time to turn even the worst writer into something special. Unfortunately, many of us aspiring writers have bills, and we like food, we gotta eat, and we have jobs and families and can't allocate 8 hours a day to write. But what we can do is create a writing routine that fits our circumstances. I like to write in the mornings and try to write at least 3 times a week. Let me know in the comments below what your writing routine is. Third, we should learn that when it comes to writing, sometimes quantity beats quality. I don't believe that Sanderson is as bad of a writer as some believe him to be. He captivates a huge audience, and he entertains millions of people. It's my opinion that you don't sell millions of books, as Sanderson has, if you're a bad writer. Obviously, he's doing something right. One thing he does exceptionally well is the quantity of his books. Let me explain. Because he is able to write books fast, his audience always has something to munch on. This ensures that he is never forgotten because he almost always has something going on or has a book coming out. I mean, the dude writes secret books, for crying out loud, and just doesn't tell anyone until he announces it, and nobody has any idea. Like, the first time he did that was incredible. When people feel that an author cares about them, they respond by buying that author's books. Well, guess when fans feel like the author cares about them? It's when they put out books in a timely manner. Learn from Sanderson and get good at pumping out books. You don't need to pump them out as fast as Sanderson, but consistency is a skill that will serve you well when you get published. Fourth, discipline always beats talent. Sanderson isn't talentless, but his strengths don't necessarily lie in the areas that would qualify him as a literary talent. For example, most people point to prose when considering one's talent, and writers with beautiful prose are seen as talented. Prose isn't Sanderson's strong suit, but despite this, he he has created a career as one of the most successful writers of his generation. He did this not through talent, but through cultivation of imagination and skills. Strive to be disciplined and forget about talent, and you will find success. The fifth and final thing that we should learn from Sanderson is another hidden superpower. Kindness goes a long way. In large part, Brandon landed his agent because he was a nice guy. Yes, his writing was good enough, but his agent actually read his stuff partly because Brandon was such a nice guy when they met. The agent didn't want to reject such a nice person without first reading his stuff. Not only did kindness play a role in landing his agent, but it's played a role in the Cosmere fandom. Sanderson would have far fewer fans if he was a jerk. Not only is Sanderson kind, but he gives back to the writing community in a lot of ways. He offers his lecture series for free on YouTube. Check it out if you haven't already. His lectures are really good. He gives back to up-and-coming authors and has sat for many interviews that have helped a lot of people. The man is super busy, and he finds time to do all this stuff, and people notice. If you put kindness out there, people will like you more. Well, there you have it. Sanderson's true superpowers. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with these points. Let me know if I've missed anything worth mentioning. And if you're struggling to finish your first novel, you're not the only one. Check out this video and let me know your strategies for finishing your novel.